What's up everyone watching this video, and welcome back to the journey through War Robots. And today guys, I want to show you the best weapons to produce in the War Robots workshop. And originally I was going to do all the overall weapons in general, so like every single weapon in the game, but then I realized it might not make any sense and it might be too hard because you can get the same weapons but in different weapon levels. For example, you can get atomizers and nucleons. They're the same type of weapon, but they're different, if you know what I mean. So we're going to do heavy, medium and then light weapons in separate videos to make it a bit more easier and to sort it out and into different categories. So that's what we're going to do today guys. We're going to do the heavy version, the heavy weapons, and I'm going to show you the top 6 best weapons to produce in the workshop. So let's go there now. Let's go to conversion and then let's go here. And now just quickly checking that I am still recording, because it's happened to me a couple times that it's just stopped recording and I've been putting a voiceover or nothing. So it's always good to check that you're actually recording. And now let's go to weapons, and here we go. Now let's see if you guys can guess the number 6 weapon in today's list. Come on, see if you can guess. Which weapon is it? And the winner is the Viper, guys. So the reason I chose the Viper is that it's actually a really good weapon in my opinion, but it is not a super good, really good damage dealer and kill stealer. But basically this is all the info you need to know. Basically it is kind of acts as a Nucleon, except it has to reload and it takes a longer time to reload, but it has corrosion, which is really good, and it does a lot of damage over time as well, and it definitely gives, gives your robot corrosion no matter what. So it definitely does corrosion, and it does a pretty good amount of damage as well, and it's pretty accurate as well for a weapon, and for 500 meters it's really accurate for the 500 as well. And yeah, and the reason it's number 6 guys is that it has a long reload, doesn't do as much damage as some of the other weapons in this list does, but it's still pretty good, better than most other heavy weapons. So that's why I put it in number 6. And there we go guys, that was number 6. Viper, a really good weapon, and it also makes really good sounds as well, especially when you reload. The sound it makes when you reload, such a good sound. Okay, and that was the Viper guys. Coming in at number 5, see if you guys can guess what it is. And the winner is Glory, number 5. The reason I chose this for number 5 is that it's not the best shotgun weapon. There's other good weapons such as the Devastator or Storm, even though that's medium. There's like lots of other good shotgun weapons, but this is a really good one. If you guys didn't know, it gives the robot lockdown. If you fire at an enemy, the enemy then goes into lockdown mode for 5 or so seconds. So it can lock down enemies, this weapon. It has an insane amount of damage, and like most shotgun weapons, the closer you get to the enemy, the more damage you do. But the maximum you can do is the damage shown up here, I'm pretty sure. And yeah, and it has 500 meter range, but as I said before, the closer you get, the more damage you do. If you fire at 500 meter range, you'll still hit the enemy, but it won't do that much damage at all. It has direct fire and rapidly shoots all ammo. It doesn't have reloading, but it still has kind of a reload. You can't like keep firing, you've got to give it some rest time like most weapons do. And it can shoot while recharging, which is another good thing about it. But the reason I put this in number 5 is that this is an only good weapon at close range. It is a horrible weapon at long range, and yeah, that's basically the only reason I did. But apart from that, it's a really good weapon, and that was the Glory. Coming in at number 4 guys, and number 4, it is going to be the Gauss. And the reason I chose the Gauss is that it is such a good sniper weapon. It has 800 meters range, 800 meters range, which is an insane range. It does the same damage no matter what range you're at, which is really good. Its reload time is 8 seconds, but you can get pilot skills and boosts and all that to make the reload time quicker as well, so that can be changed. It has direct fire, so it's very, very accurate weapon. It reloads after a single shot though, which some people think is bad, but it reloads again pretty quickly, and it does an insane amount of damage once it is reloaded. And again, has long range, and it ignores defense systems, which is a big one, like such as resistance from Fenrirs or Falcons. It can just bypass all those and just take a direct hit. And it accumulates charges, which I don't know what that means. I have no idea what that means, but if you do, then it can do that. So that was the Gauss for you guys, number 4. Pretty good weapon, but the reason it is in number 4 is because it does have a kind of long reload time, and yeah, that's basically it. But if I had a shorter reload time, I would definitely put it farther up into the weapons list. But that was number 4. Coming in at number 3, guys, let's see if you can guess what it is. 3, 2, 1, and it is the Dragoon. And this is another sniper-ish weapon. It doesn't have as much range as the Gauss, it has 600 meters range. Its reload time, however, is 12 seconds, but it's kind of like the shotguns. You can keep firing, you can keep shooting even when it's still reloading. So it kind of acts like a shotgun, except it can fire insane damage at long range. It has so much damage, can do an insane amount, and it shoots with energy shells. No, I know what that means. It has direct fire, so really good aim, which is key to a good weapon in War Robots. Has to have really good aim and really good direct fire. And it does slowly shoot all ammo, which some people may think is good, some people may think is bad. I actually think it's good because, say if a robot brings up an Aegis shield or something, then you have time to stop the weapon before it fires its next shot. But if you have like really rapid fire, like do, then most of those bullets might go into the Aegis shield, and you might not have time to stop them in time. So the slow shooting can be good in some cases, but in other cases it can be a pain. It does reload when firing as well, I said that before. So it basically acts as a shotgun, but except it does lots of damage at far range as well as close range. And yet that was the Dragoon for you. And the reason I didn't put it in first or second is because it only has 600 meters range, which is still long, but not as long as the Gauss. And the reload time is very long as well. And yeah, that's basically it. Now guys, coming in at number 2, let's see if you can guess what it is. I have lots of these weapons on my own account, and that is the Nucleon. And the reason I chose the Nucleon, guys, is because it does lots of damage at long range. It has 500 meters range, which is really long. It is really accurate as well, and has direct fire. So accurate. Unlimited ammo. Unlimited ammo is a very big key in this weapon. It's one of the main things that make this weapon so good. The unlimited ammo doesn't work well when you're far away from enemies, because if you guys didn't know, the longer you shoot the Nucleon for, the more the direct fire is going to lose. And accuracy reduces after long bursts. That's a good way to put it. Accuracy reduces after long bursts of firepower. So you have to stop firing the weapon every now and then to cool down the weapon. But if you're very close to an enemy, you don't have to stop firing. You can just keep pressing down that button and keep firing, because you don't need that good of an aim to shoot enemies because they're right next to you. So this is a good weapon at long range and at short range, which is really good. 500 meters range, not too shabby. Does a lot of damage, as I said before. Has rapid fire mode as well, goes at the enemies. And shoots with energy shells. I still don't know what that means, but hopefully you guys do. And as you can see, I have 2 in stock. And yeah, that was the Nucleon for you. And the reason I didn't put it in first place, the only reason I didn't, is because of the cooldown mode. That's the only reason. If it didn't have that cooldown mode and it just kept firing at a really good aim the whole time, this would definitely be the best weapon to produce. But because of that, it is second place and the first place weapon. See if you guys can guess it. It is pretty obvious. I don't even know if it's actually in here. Might have to find it somewhere else. So it's not in here, of course, guys, but let's see if I can find it here. Oh, oops, actually, here. And the weapon that I've chosen is the Devastator. And I think it's pretty obvious why I chose the Devastator. The Devastator, guys, is basically a shotgun weapon. Even though it has 200 meters range, it can do insane damage once in that 200 meters range. It has relatively quick reload time, and it is a sonic weapon. And if you guys didn't know, every time you fire your weapon at an enemy, that enemy can't heal back that firepower that you just shot at the enemy. Once you take that enemy's health away, it stays like that and they can't heal back any more health. So that's what makes this weapon really good and really powerful. It rapidly shoots all ammo, which is good because you can quickly shoot at enemies before they suspect anything, other than the Dragoons, where if you fire at an enemy, they'll have time to get into cover before the next shot comes. But for the Devastator, it just shoots all its ammo really quickly, does insane damage to the enemy, and then you can reload. It does extra damage to max robot durability, so weapon deals extra damage to a max robot durability. I don't know what that means. I have 2 in stock as well, which who wouldn't, because it's such a good weapon. Has direct fire as well, really accurate, and yeah, just a really powerful weapon. And have I mentioned how much damage it does? Yeah, it's a lot. And it's good that you can produce it now in the workshop. It used to be you can't produce it and you could only get it from chests, but now Pixonic has been nice to us and they've let us produce it with silver. So I highly recommend you getting the Devastator before any of the other weapons. But if you like any of the other weapons in this list, feel free to get them. And that was basically my top 6 weapons, heavy weapons to get from the workshop, guys. I really hope you enjoyed it and I hope you have finally figured out what weapon to produce in the workshop. And I will make 2 other videos from this now. I'll make the best medium weapons to get, and I'll make the best light weapons to get videos. They'll be in 2 separate videos coming up, so stay tuned for that. But this was my heavy weapons list, top 6. Hope you learned a lot from it, and hopefully now you know what you want to produce for your next weapon. And thank you guys so much for watching this video. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.